everyone, welcome to this week's Halton Hills housing update. So the summer market's still moving, but the bad news is inventory is not really dropping. So looking at our numbers this week, in Georgetown we had 15 sales, which is a high-ish number for Georgetown. I mean, we haven't really had over 12 sales in months in a week, so 15 sales is strong. A lot of lower price point stuff. I don't know, like we had a few weeks where not a lot of the lower stuff was selling, but this week we'd shifted back. So yeah, big week in sales in terms of Georgetown. That's going to be something we're going to be watching, because if the market starts picking up, that will be a really good trend to go into the fall with. The bad news is that we had 17 new listings, which is insanely high for August. Like, just the inventory just does not stop coming. So 17 new listings. I thought by this point we'd be like, 1 to 5 new listings in a week, which is somewhat normal for the summer, but like that is just not the case right now. In Acton, we had 3 sales and 5 new listings. Glen Williams saw 1 sale and 2 new listings. Nothing happened in Limehouse, and the rural market saw no sales but 5 new listings. So looking at the sales, there was 19 of them and only 7 of them were over $1 million. So we had 12 of the sales under that $1 million mark, where the last few weeks we've seen a shift and the higher price points are the things that are moving. But still, 7 properties moving in a week over $1 million is a good number for the market. I mean, it's showing that a variety of products are moving right now, and I mean, the far majority are under that 1.3 range, but it's just showing the movement in the market, and that's what we need to see, because we're not seeing listings slow down. So if we can't see sales continue to keep up, we're going to get into an inventory situation. So it's actually, we're in an okay spot right now. Not actually, because inventory is really high, but you know what I mean. Like, if sales stop, it's a situation. So the other thing we look at is properties terminating, relisting, all of that stuff. There was 19 properties that were impacted last week. 9 of them re-entered the market at a lower price, and 9 of them came off the market, and 1 of them relisted at the same price. So 9 properties exited. That helped to keep our inventory down this week, despite the fact that we saw most of our markets have more new listings. We did see quite a bit coming off the market. So looking at active inventory, all of Halton Hills is down slightly from 220 to 218 active listings. It's still very, very high. 218, it's not an all-time high, but it is sitting so high for this time of year. By the time we come into like August, we usually are seeing our inventory dwindle down, and that is just not the case right now. So now looking at Georgetown, inventory actually dropped here this week. So it went from 128 to 122 active listings. It's still too high. Under 800,000 remained the same at 12 active listings. 800 to $1 million went from 30 to 26. This is no surprise considering we saw quite a bit of movement in that price point. Almost all the properties that moved last week were between like 800 and 900. That was a super busy pocket. We saw some detached houses off of Delrex getting in the low 800s. We were seeing semis and towns in Georgetown South getting in the mid 8s. Like, the prices have definitely come down. The lower stuff, there's a lot of stuff available, and it seems like people are negotiating that downward, and it's going to trickle through the whole market. But with us still seeing the higher sales in that $1 million+ pocket, it's going to keep our average price pretty high. There was a point where we were seeing like no sales over $1 million, and that's what really caused our average price to drop, and we had months where we were under $1 million. But right now, like, we're still seeing like 7 properties this week sold over $1 million. It's keeping our average price in like a reasonable range. But again, most of the properties that are selling, I am finding that their prices are down. Without a doubt, they're down. Just the numbers last month did not reflect that. But like, the stuff that's selling in the 8s right now always would have been selling in the 9s. Like, for sure, March, April, those were in the 9s. So prices have softened, but we're seeing more bigger ticket sales. Anyways, I digress. 1 to 1.5 million is up from 54 to 58. This price point just has so much inventory and it never seems to get a break. 1.5 million plus is down slightly from 32 to 30. Again, not a lot of stuff moves, especially over that 1.5 million range, and like especially over the 2 million. So we have a lot of inventory available, but those sellers are kind of in for the long haul, generally speaking. Now looking at our other markets, Acton's down slightly to 34, Glen Williams remained the same at 7, Limehouse remained the same at 8, and the rural market took a jump up to 47. So there's a lot of properties available in the rural market. This week overall is a positive week, I think. I think we saw sales pick up, especially in Georgetown, which is definitely needed. We saw a variety of price point selling, which was kind of not the trend for a few weeks, and we really needed our lower price point stuff to start moving again. That's like the heart of our market. So if our middle like 8 to 1 million are dead, that is like that's just not a good trend that we want to be looking at, because it means buyers are slowing down. So overall, I would say it's a positive week for buyer activity numbers, and like the showing that trend might be picking up. Maybe it is the interest rates, I don't know, but so there was a positive trend there. We did continue to see some properties coming off the market, which helped to keep inventory like stable, but the problem is just how high our inventory still is, and we're not seeing enough properties exit the market, and we're not seeing enough sales to really soften that. So we're going to continue to watch how it goes through August. The hope here is that we continue to see buyer activity be strong, so that we can go into the fall market with at least some momentum, with buyers, pulling the trigger on properties, because we weren't seeing a lot of that through the start of the summer. So I will be back next week. Have a great week, everyone.